Welcome back. Outside Minds podcast. Because you've already seen too much, bro.
They only added it so it could be like a ritual.
They're saying there's these, the end of times, right? There's all these signs.
Do you think we would know? Like, do you think the general public would know this game?
Take a picture for $5. You have a purpose in life, and if you don't fulfill it, you will come back until you fulfill it.
Welcome back. Episode 21 of the Outside Minds podcast. Thank you for tuning in, Outsiders. I'm your host, Steelo Free. This is my co-host.
.420.
And we got, is it a 2-timer or a 3-timer? We got a special guest, my bro, ShojRocks. Tell him a little bit about yourself and where our listeners can find you.
Yo, what's up? Thanks for welcoming me back. My name's Josh, aka Shoj. Went over a little bit last time I was on. I used to run a dance studio down in Torrance. It was a great place to be.
Yep. OYUP Studios, OYUP headquarters.
JSDA,
you know what it is.
Flow Complex. Check us out on Instagram at Flow Complex, or check me out on Instagram at ShojRocks.
Yep. So, Diddy is in. Young Thug is out. I'm glad Young Thug is out. That whole trial was a circus. If my homies don't ride for me like that, you are not my homies.
Yep.
They was in there talking about, what were they saying the acronym was for slime?
Oh, no, I remember they were talking about the thug one is something humble over God or something, or under God, like truly humble under God or something like that.
Anyways, I'm just BSing. That's not the big story this week. The big story this week is motherfucking Dodgers. I called it game 1. When that grand slam hit, I went up to my room and I got this Freddie Freeman bobblehead when he went up to bat, and I was just pray to the baseball gods, and I was like, we gotta beat the Stankies. Let me ask you something. What do you guys think about Ice Cube? What do you think about the performance?
I mean, it was as good as it can get with his old ass, I think.
What did you think about Fat Joe?
Oh, that was like, and I like Fat Joe, but that was horrible.
Bruh, they should have got Nas or Q-Tip.
So many great legends from New York.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Man, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. At the celebration, Kike Hernandez, he kind of just basically, took a dump on him. It was like, there's a guy in New York, his name is Joe. He used to be fat.
Shout out to Kike Hernandez. Man, I was so happy for Clayton Kershaw and Walker Buehler. It was fucking great to see those guys get it. What do you think? What do you think if Diddy would have performed at Game 3 or what was it, Game 3? Do you think they would have brought it home or what?
They
I don't know. Maybe some of the players would have felt pressure to bring it home. He was still around,
It was a yoke. It's a yoke.
Yeah, they should have got like 50 Cent or something.
Oh, for sure.
So how do you feel? Because I remember growing up watching you just year after year watching a play. Because how long did we make the playoffs before we finally clinched it for the 60 gamer in 2020? How many times did we hit the playoffs, would you say? Because it was like 10 years or something like that, right?
6 or something?
The past 10 years, like I think they've been getting into the playoffs, and bunch of heartbreaks, 2017 in particular, Houston Astros cheating scandal.
Yeah, that was
and
big.
And then, we lost to the Padres, and we lost to the Diamondbacks, and those are division rivals right there, so...
The funny thing is, and I'm not saying this because it was the World Series against the Yankees, because classic East Coast, West Coast, two of the best teams in baseball, but it was funny because I saw this TikTok and they were like, they were at a Dodger Stadium and they were like, which team do you hate the most? And they kept saying Padres, Astros, a few other ones. And I'm like, why is no one saying Yankees? Because ever since I was young, like, it's just fuck the Yankees, because the Yankees are like the New England Patriots in the MLB. Fuck those guys.
Or the Giants.
I mean?
Yeah. I think the San Francisco
that's
Giants.
True. They still, a lot of people say Giants. A lot of people say Giants.
There, so.
Yeah.
But Yeah, that's a good point. Yankees, Dodgers, they came from New York, so
Yep. Brooklyn.
there's a lot of history right there. Back then, they played each other a couple times in the World Series.
What do you think about Alex Verdugo talking shit and then striking out to end the game 5?
I mean, if there is a such thing as karma,
That's it right there. Hell yeah.
You just
came right
witnessed
in the
it.
ass. So, like it was a beautiful series to watch. Dodgers, they jumped on them real quick those first 2 games, and there's no looking back. First 3 games actually. So
Yeah, man. So there were some magical moments in that series. It's great to. I realize why baseball is America's pastime, because just being in the living room and being with everybody and just fucking slapping fives and just even the energy of being at a Dodger game, it's just, I'm so glad we're a playoff team now. I'm so glad that we were able to clinch it for 2024, because 2020 it didn't kind of really feel as real, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad we got that, but as a Dodger fan, what do you think about us being a playoff team after just struggling for so many years and finally getting there? After, I think our last championship before 2020 was 1988, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, it was like a lot of heartbreak in some of those past couple postseasons, but for them to clinch it, and especially this year, like I feel like this year, even though they signed Shohei Ohtani, like there was. Like, it wasn't, like, looked at as the team, like, oh, this is the year that we're going to take it. There's still, like, pieces that need to be put together.
Mm-hmm.
And the team went through, like, a lot of adversity as well. There's all types of injuries with the pitchers that we had and a lot of people getting hurt. So, for them to go in and take it, like, it was pretty nice to watch. So, and then the next couple years, like, they got a mean squad. Once people start getting off the injury list, like we're looking at potential dynasty right here. So.
Yeah, especially if Ohtani, since he got hurt, during the series a little bit, so he wasn't really able to show up in the actual World Series. But I'm excited to see how he performs for the Dodgers once he gets past the offseason, heals his shoulder up, and also his pitching elbow, and see how he does on the mound. Because right now he's just hitting, right?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I think he's a robot. What do you think? I think he's AI. I don't know. He doesn't look
People
real,
think
man.
he's a robot. They think he's an alien.
You think he's a plant?
Yeah,
That's why he can't speak English yet. They
beast,
haven't perfected the English model yet. So
He needs an interpreter that gambles.
he's straight from the Tesla company.
Yeah, you could tell he just loves baseball. If you go and dive deep on his like little baseball history and the way that he grew up, like it was just like all he did. Eat, sleep, breathe baseball.
Well, Japan was going crazy for him when they won the World Series.
Yeah, that was so
They're
cool to
going
watch.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the second country to the U.S. where they like take baseball pretty seriously.
Oh,
So,
definitely.
Yeah.
there's a pretty cool story as far as like how they even brought baseball over there. But like as soon as they did, they just ran with it. So the leagues that they have over there, the games that they have over there, like it gets pretty hype. If you watch them on TV or pull it up on YouTube, you can see the way the games are over there. So a lot of high energy and a lot of good ball players coming out of there.
Dude, do you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the Three Ninjas Kick Back. When they follow their fucking grandpa to Japan and they play baseball over there too. The little girl's a baseball player. Man, dude, fucking love that movie, dude. They love baseball in Japan, dude. We were the Three Ninjas. We were younger. You know what I'm saying? It was me, John, and Josh. I was Tum Tum.
The 3 siblings.
Josh was Rocky, I think, if I'm remembering correctly.
I was Colt.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Yeah.
John was
The good old days,
Rocky loves Emily.
So speaking of baseball history, how surprised were you to find out that some of the creators or some of the baseball forefathers are Theosophists and Masons?
And Masons, yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah, that kind of tripped me out, Like I know I heard the theory, or I don't want to call it theory because it's supposedly fact.
Yeah.
So
We heard about it. Like
yeah,
back
I
in the
heard about
day,
it.
yeah.
I didn't know how to feel about it, especially like being the type of person that kind of like dive deep on those type of things. And, the Masonic culture or whatever.
When you put the pieces of the puzzle together,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
lines up too perfect,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like down to numbers and the little symbol of the mound.
Well, the
and
craziest thing is, we'll
the
pull
compass.
up a thing right here is the compass.
the compass over the mounds.
When
Yeah.
you flip it around, it has that same thing. But shout out to the Cult of Conspiracy podcast.
Yep.
We're gonna put a link to those guys down here because we're basically just gonna be spitting some facts. They did an episode about this. I think it might have been earlier this year.
Yeah.
But the Abner Doubleday, Theosophist. He was one of the guys that pretty much started baseball. One of the other guys, Alexander Cartwright, was a Freemason. So, you know, we got the whole field symbolism, and the whole game revolves around the number 3.
Yes.
3 strikeouts, 3 outs,
Yes.
all that kind of stuff. So it all lines up with the symbolism. One of the more interesting facts that I was paying attention to was how they were saying like the pitcher's like the demiurge.
Yeah.
Like he kind of like controls like, you know, like your time at bat, and that's kind of like an incarnation, you know what I mean? Like, and if you're not able to do the soul's journey getting around the bases, and they send you back to the dugout, and he kind of likened that to like the ancestral realm where you kind of wait for like another incarnation, which is like an at bat, you know what I'm saying? So I thought that was kind of cool.
pass your journey if you hit a home run.
Yeah,
right? Because
exactly,
you got the free will to run.
Yeah, exactly. What position did you play?
Growing up, I played middle infield, second base, shortstop. I pitched a little bit, and then when I got into high school, I was playing center field, outfield positions or whatever. But yeah, growing up, I loved the game of baseball like that. I feel like that was like maybe my first love. And,
Yep.
As far as like sports goes, and like having a hobby, and yeah, like I've been on a lot of bad teams. I've been on a lot of good teams, you know, where we smashed on people, and yeah, it's just been a fun thing for me, and like I've always been like kind of captivated by it, and like always been a baseball fan. I can't say that like I've always been a diehard Dodger fan. Like yeah, I've been a Dodger fan like growing up in LA and stuff like that, but the Frank McCourt years and like, you know, the early years, like for me, like with the Dodgers, like they weren't that great of a team, you know. So yeah. But
I was
like,
thinking about that the other day, because being a Raiders fan, I kind of used to be a Niners fan because Jerry Rice was like my first jersey I got, so I was kind of a Niners fan, and then became a Raiders fan. But I was thinking about being a Dodger fan. I'm like, I haven't always been the strongest Dodger fan, but I can also never remember myself liking any other baseball team.
Yeah,
at all.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So
I used to go to a lot of games growing up, and like one of my best memories is like 4th of July watching them play against Barry Bonds and what was that, the Padres or something back in the day?
It might have been the Giants.
Giants. And Barry Bonds hit a home run that night, so like I got to witness that, but we still won. And you know, and then you celebrate with a fireworks show, and it's it was dope. And I don't know if this was late 90s, early 2000s, but it was a good time, and that always sticks with me. Like we used to always go to baseball games as a family back in the day.
There's something about going to a Dodger game, especially when we win, especially when the stadium is filled
energy.
Up. You're slapping fives with people you don't know. Oh, it's so fucking fun, dude. The only other team that kind of gets close to that are the LA Kings, a little bit the LA Lakers.
Kings is a wild thing. I used to go to
fucking faces.
It's like a
that shit is wild. I used to go to hockey games. Yeah, those are fun.
They got all the lights going off. And
did you guys ever go watch the Ice Dogs, the Long Beach team?
Nah.
Yeah, we used to always go with my dad right here at like where the aquarium is. They used to play inside right there. They would set up a whole little Ice Dogs thing, and we used to go watch ice hockey all the time. Damn. It was dope, and it was wild, just like a regular, regular NHL league.
Yeah, hell yeah. So back to this shit. It not only do they had enough Freemason baseball players back in the day to do a whole all-star game in the National League versus the American League. The two leagues of the MLB. They face each other, and the All-Star game was full of Freemasons.
Yep.
That's insane.
Yep.
Not only that, but Spalding, the sports company that makes balls, he was a Freemason, and he started his company to sell baseball gear to his Freemason brothers. You know what I'm saying? Would you ever be a Freemason?
I think it depends on the level.
Yeah, I think it probably does depend on the level.
Because there's regular basic Freemason people all the time, and they don't know what goes on in the upper levels. Yeah, that's how it's like meant to be, right?
Yeah, it's like business connections.
Yeah, because when you get to the 33rd degree, that's when it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to go through all those steps, you become that person. So I think the lower level people are on a different playing field. You know, they got the structure on lock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. You brought up something super interesting. I want you to run down those instances where there was big sporting events and the mascots who won coincided to the events. By the way, I just saw your sticker. We voted today. Kamala Harris, baby.
White dudes for Harris.
White dudes for Harris, dude. If Kamala wins, everybody gets adrenochrome. We're gonna abolish the police force,
And
It's gonna
we're
be
giving
great.
tax dollars to illegals. Let's go.
What was I just saying right now? I got distracted.
We're talking about conspiracy theories as far as like
Freemasons and
sports teams and
the mascots.
Run through that.
The
real quick.
mascots. The
Run through
mascots.
that because I got a theory that kind of relates to the Simpsons and predictive
okay.
programming. So run that.
Yeah, I feel like there's like kind of like a lot of conspiracy theories revolving like professional sports, or I feel like it's a little bit more I want to say common, or like it's a little bit more obvious like when you look at like football and like maybe basketball or whatever. But football, if you like look at the replays and like you see dudes like kind of just giving up on plays, and
So it's rigged.
yeah, like
I always thought sports are rigged.
yeah,
bro.
like some of them are rigged. Or even when you look at like the NFL, like the wording that they put, like they're like an entertainment company.
Yeah,
like
definitely,
it's not,
It's like wrestling.
Yes.
It's like
it's
wrestling.
like wrestling. So
Yes.
there's definitely like some type of script.
There's
to
a
it or
greater
whatever,
script
but-
to it. Like there's real things that happen, but there's a greater script at play.
You know what I was thinking too? Because people were saying this during the Super Bowl. They were like, they're not gonna let Taylor Swift lose the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have it so that it's gonna be the Super Bowl. They're gonna get the trophy,
And then
she's
they're gonna kiss
her
him on
boyfriend
stage. Yeah.
on camera.
Yeah.
And as the World Series was going, and they fucking win Game 4 and shit, and I'm getting kind of nervous, and I'm like, are these guys gonna be the only team that rallies back and beats us from 3-0?
And all the white girls are getting behind them that don't even like sports. You know,
I'm like, it's not gonna happen. And you know what I thought of? I was like, all this whole Otani with the New Balance steel and how he's just like the whole sweetheart of the team, and just everyone from Japan's watching, and they're building the whole fucking brand around him right now, bro. They're not gonna let Shohei Otani lose the World Series. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
too
not gonna
much
happen.
money
You know what I'm
generated
saying?
with that.
Yeah, even at the beginning of the season, like there was that whole the
gambling.
scandal.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
His
that.
interpreter like stole like 4,
Did you
6,
hear-
16.
yeah,
I
did you
forget
hear
how
what
much
Sam and them were
millions,
saying?
But
Break that down real quick. Break that down. We're gonna have to clip this right now. Break it down.
all right, so all right, with the Shohei Otani scandal, like supposedly his interpreter was stealing money from him, like in the millions. Like it's like, you know, like a high amount of
And
money.
betting under his name.
Yeah, and betting, like there's like some bookie like in Orange County or whatever, and the dude wasn't even good at gambling.
No,
like,
no.
like all the picks, all
They
the
said
picks
he has
that he
ties
was
to the
picking,
mafia
like he was just like
back in Japan.
losing all this money, and supposedly like Shohei, he had like no idea about it, and there was like a whole FBI or federal investigation.
It still
and,
is.
and then they cleared him. So like a lot of people, like a lot of naysayers or people who are skeptics about him, like they believe that he was in on it. His translator was just the fall guy, you know. So, but I mean,
You know what?
even if it was,
I
like,
blame it on the goddamn Anaheim Angels. I'm not even gonna call them the LA Angels. Fuck the Angels. Fuck 'em.
I think that maybe even had something to do with it, because there was like a guy on the team, like on the Angels, who had the same bookie too, and he was like
okay,
kind of doing the
okay.
same
Hell
thing, you know.
no.
So
See?
who knows? Like they're
He was
probably, all
probably
hanging
getting a
out
cut
together.
from them.
and
Hell yeah.
they're
They're
like,
all
oh
there
yeah, like
planning
let's do
parlays
this,
and
or
shit.
like here, I'll introduce you to my bookie or something. I don't know, you know. But,
And that's another way you could fix games, though, if you're betting on certain
Yeah,
things like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
You
yeah.
can underperform, or
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I
that's,
mean?
That's
Stuff
what
like
happened
that.
with P. Rose. Rest in peace. Like, you know, he just passed away recently. Like he was like, but with him, he was betting like for his team to win.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. So it's
Because
like
he
I gotta try harder, and
because
if
he
we
was
win,
a straight hustler. So he
Yeah.
Like I'm about to get this
but
extra
I guess,
payday, fool.
but I guess they looked at it like, oh, on the games that he didn't bet, then that's
yeah,
probably
that's
like,
why
you
he
know,
didn't try,
you know,
or
so-
whatever the case is.
But I mean, they like, you know, who knows if he'll get into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
You know, like rest in peace to that dude. He was a straight hustler, big baller, going hard in the paint all the time.
So back to the point. Predictive programming. Explain to us what you think your theory is between worldly events that connect to mascots that win in sports games that are viewed, this is a big point, that are viewed by a high number of viewers. Just break some down. Like, I mean, you mentioned one of them was the Patriots and just some other ones.
These aren't like theories that I really had like the chance to like
Dive
dig
deep.
super deep into or whatever. But it was just like kind of like ideas that I had like as I was watching at the time. Like for example, when 9/11 happened, that was in 2001, and then in 2002, the Patriots, they go on like this tear where they're winning every Super Bowl. The years after
All eyes
that.
on them, on the Patriots.
So when you look at
okay.
like he said, like when you look at the mascot, it's like
the
the Patriots.
Yeah.
And, you got the Patriot actor.
When does the Patriot matter most? Right
Yeah.
after a tragic event like that.
Well, not only that, but when you have certain sports, because they say baseball is like a ritual, and they even say like Super Bowl is like a
halftime
ritual.
show? Yeah.
So when they know they have a concentrated amount of viewers that are going to look at something,
They all put their energy towards
have
one thing.
One team beat another team because obviously it's rigged and you got all that stuff. But if we name one the Patriots and we make it that the Patriots are going to go on this whole run for 10, 12
Then everyone
years,
has the energy
we
of
get it
Patriots
in their
rise,
subconscious that we want
We gotta be
patriotism.
patriotic,
So most of the people that watch football, they're going to know that being an American and being for our country is going to be.
Well, this goes to even the Olympics in the 2020 one where it had a bunch of masks and like
I think
needles,
that
and it
was
had
the
the big skull.
2016 Olympics,
What?
bro, where they had the dancing
maybe.
nurses.
Yeah,
and
it was
shit.
leading up to 2020.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
And
that
is
performance is crazy.
That-
And they had
yeah,
all
and
those
it's like,
kids like
bro.
on the nursing bed
Yep.
and
it's a little too
lot of trippy
coincidental,
stuff.
and I
Yeah.
don't believe in coincidences. You know what I mean? It's patterns, and it's
the
predictive
thing,
programming.
The pattern that we have to start to realize and really pay attention to is that they're doing certain things and certain little acts, or trying to put stuff in there and certain little things when they know they have an event that a concentrated amount of people are going to be watching. If they know there's going to be a lot of people watching it, they want to get certain events or certain ideas within their subconscious so that the
All their
collective
focus is on
consciousness
that. Yep.
manifests whatever narrative they got planned.
Yep.
And that's, in a nutshell, what predictive programming is. And if they're fixing sports games to do that, not only to get money and to get viewership and stuff like that, but if they're putting different ideas and sports teams' names into these places that they know they're going to rig and win, it's another way to predictive program.
And the Dodgers and Yankees are the highest like grossing like money gatherers for,
not only
the
that,
events.
but did you also hear that last year's World Series was like the least viewed of all time?
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trippy thing that I kind of think about. I feel like one thing that I would like kind of think about when it comes to stuff like that is like energy harvesting or something. Like all the people like feeling like a certain type of emotion or like being connected on a certain type of frequency, So
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Like one thing that was like kind of trippy, like say for 2017 in Houston, like they had like that crazy storm over there, and it kind of like just flooded out Houston, and then the next thing you know, like they're like, oh, like let's win the World Series for our city, and it's like in a way they're kind of like just playing with people's lives or like playing with people's energy, like they're in a low like vibrational state.
Oh, damn, I never
and
thought
then-
about it like that.
And then now it's like, oh, we're gonna shoot them up to like this higher vibrational state, and like when you start going into those crazy conspiracy theories where there's like let's say reptilians like feeding on the loosh of like certain people,
Yeah,
or whatever,
absolutely.
Like it could be like something like that, so.
Stealing our loosh. You were talking about the Kim Kardashian as a reptilian for Halloween.
Oh, dude.
You seen
We
that?
gotta put a picture right here, dude. Kim Kardashian, I think she called herself an alligator.
Albino alligator.
It was wild.
She probably didn't even get a costume, bro. She probably just uncloaked herself for the night, bro.
Showed her real
Yeah,
self.
bro. She probably just didn't show up in her human performance.
Hollywood makeup.
Yeah.
That was a thought that was like kind of popping up in my mind, like, oh, what if
What if
like,
what if she's really a
taking her
reptilian?
camouflage off or whatever. That's just
That's how she looks regular, folks.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, but I mean, like even looking at like the World Series this year, like the Dodgers, they won it. Like the years leading up to it, it's like, oh, like constant letdown, and I feel like Dodger fans are in this like low vibrational state, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, 2024, we win it, and there's like a lot of like different like Germantia posts that I've seen too, like as far as them winning like in 2024, you know, like it's their 8th championship in the year 2024.
Oh,
so
okay.
there's like, you know, like a
8.
little reference to Kobe Bryant and
Yep.
2-4 and then 2004.
yeah. So I mean, who knows if all that stuff is related? It's kind of interesting to look at the numbers and stuff
Well,
like
the
that.
other thing was, instead of doing the first pitch in game 1, do you remember what they did? It was a pitcher alumni and a catcher alumni. They all had Valenzuela jerseys, and they didn't even do a first pitch. They just put a ball on the mound for Valenzuela because I think he was supposed to do the first pitch.
There's like a sacrificing the
And
first pitch almost.
And in my head, I'm just thinking, what kind of witchcraft is this?
Because we
You
never
know what
seen
I
that.
mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
Demiurge.
we get the fucking bottom of the 9th walk-off grand slam, bro.
Yep.
That haven't happened
Yep.
since
That was
'88,
crazy.
bro.
Yeah.
Hey, what kind of witchcraft were you on? Because this, like right before, you know, right
before
when
he
Freddie,
got it.
you know,
Hey,
went
his-
up, this fool went upstairs, put this thing
That
on
was
the
his
freaking
collective
table and
unconscious,
shit,
bro.
You know?
His
It was
collective
like-
unconscious told him to grab it.
boom, like, that's a core memory right there.
Hey,
You
shout
know,
out,
so-
shout
This
out.
is gonna be
And
this is
then-
gonna be next to the Batman and Joker.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's gotta
and
be
then
up
this dude was sitting on the table the whole
Yeah,
for the whole series,
the whole
and
series.
like this dude Freddie Freeman, shout out Freddie Freeman,
Yeah, shout out to
World
Freddie
Series
Freeman.
MVP. Like
Yeah.
he hit a home run in like almost every single game. Like
Yeah.
aside from the last game, like he did have a big crucial hit in that game, but I mean to do what he did, man, like that was like kind of unworldly.
Yeah.
So.
The funny thing about this bobblehead was, I got this last year, and like I said, I'm not the biggest Dodger. I'm not the biggest Dodger fan.
That's what that little. If you went to the parade, there was some little kid.
Oh yeah, Dodgers. He wrote Dodgers on the sign, like the street
He
sign.
spelled it wrong. There's people yelling at him like it's on your shirt. Pendejo.
Idiot. That was the funniest thing.
I got this last year, and we ended up with 2 of them. Jazz has a bunch of bobbleheads downstairs, so I gave one to my homie, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this.
I'ma keep this.
I kind of
Fuck
don't know
it.
who Freddie Freeman is. I'm gonna just keep this on my speaker on my monitor upstairs in my room
Yeah.
and shit. The time came, bottom of the ninth, game 1. We're down by 2, bases loaded, 2 outs, and guess who's up to bat? This guy Freddie Freeman. And I'm like, I got this guy's bobblehead. We gonna bring it down. Brought it down. And he did the damn thing, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Brought it
MVP
home.
shit. You know what I'm saying? Boy. So yeah.
Crazy.
That was that's been our that's the
Dodgers
story.
talk.
Yeah, shout out the Dodgers,
It was
man.
great, man.
Like
World
I said,
Series champions.
Like when the new management came in, like, you know, Frank McCoy sold the team, new owners coming in, and they did a lot of work and effort to kind of sign players and spend the money the right way, you know, spend the money on real talent, build a team that could go on these playoff runs and, you know, hopefully multiple championships and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's been a fun thing to kind of like, you know, put our time into. I mean, when it comes to like all this Masonic stuff, like, yeah, it makes you feel a little uneasy, but I mean, we're all in the Matrix, right? And
Yep.
it kind of
Don't be scared of something you don't understand. If you don't
Yeah.
understand something, look it up, check it out, see what it's all about.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to take the blue pill every once in a while, you
Yeah.
know, to be
Sure,
distracted.
sure, sure.
You know, like
Yeah, you don't want to be black pilled. You know what I mean? That's when you go crazy. Like you want to take it from both sides sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, shout out the Dodgers, 2024 World Series champions, and let's hopefully, you know, see if they can get some more and stuff. So
Yeah, if you guys are from LA and you've never been to a Dodger game,
Definitely
check out the Dodger game. It's fucking fun. I figured out that's where all the women are.
Definitely.
If you want to find the women, go to Dodger Stadium while the Dodgers are playing.
Yeah.
There will be plenty. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Outside Minds Podcast, episode 21 with ShojRocks. Motherfucking go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers.
This has been your host, Steelo Free, and
Dot 420.
tune in again next time. Thank you. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. We outs.
Peace.